The film starts in 1973 with a girl named Peg, who is getting married. Outside, a group of people wearing strange jute masks can be seen. Along with them is a goat, and the whole group seems to be heading somewhere. Meanwhile, Peg, who feels unwell during the wedding, steps outside to vomit. It's at this moment that she sees the group's goat, but nothing else. After some time, her husband comes looking for her, but he panics when he can't find her. He does, however, find a small ring left behind. Time passes, and we move to the present day, where a woman is seen hanging herself, smiling as she does so. No one seems concerned about her well-being, and her body remains hanging, decomposing for days. The body eventually falls when the rope breaks, and the smell alerts the residents, who call the service boys to remove it. Shu, the woman's daughter, is told of her mother's death and is devastated by the news. She moves in with her friend Mila, staying at her apartment. Shu begins to show signs of panic upon seeing religious symbols such as a picture of Jesus and a cross in Mila's apartment. As Shu's condition worsens, Mila takes care of her. Shu, unable to stay inside anymore, goes out for a smoke and receives a message from her nursing home company. The message informs her that they are going to send her to an old woman's house who suffers from several diseases, including memory loss. The following day, Shu heads to the old lady's house. At the bus stop, she asks the driver about the address, but he knows nothing. He asks an old man for help, who warns her not to go there, but Shu insists, and the old man reluctantly gives her the address. When Shu reaches the area near the house, she sees a child with a small goat staring at her in a way that feels odd. She knocks on the door, and an old lady opens it, but urinates as soon as she sees Shu. The old lady then hides, seemingly embarrassed. Shu quickly realizes that this woman's condition is quite bad. In her attempt to open the door, Shu breaks a glass and unlocks it. She finds the woman trying to hide from her. While searching for the old lady, Shu spots a red door with a horseshoe hanging on it, which unsettles her. As she stands there, deep in thought about the negative energy that the horseshoe might symbolize, she feels something pass behind her. She turns around and sees the old lady again, who, in her haste, knocks over some beans. Shu starts cleaning them up, and the old lady asks her if she's come to do all this, to which Shu responds that she's her caretaker. A casual conversation ensues between them, and the woman reveals that her name is Peg. Shu realizes that Peg is the same woman who disappeared on her wedding day. The mystery of how Peg ended up at this place becomes one of the key questions. When Shu offers to help Peg bathe, Peg refuses, insisting on doing it herself. While changing, Shu notices a root-like pattern on Peg's waist. Shu tells Peg that she needs to make a call and then get some rest. Peg points to the phone, telling her she can sleep wherever she wants. Shu attempts to call Mila, but the call doesn't go through. She then receives a call from the nursing home, informing her of Peg's condition. As Shu hangs up, Peg appears behind her and asks whom she was talking to. Shu replies that it was the nursing home, to which Peg asks, "Did you confirm it was really the nursing home?" Shu, visibly shaken, nods in response. Shu then takes Peg to her room, where she notices a family picture, including Peg's husband. She asks Peg what happened to her husband, and Peg replies that he took his own life. After a long conversation, Shu goes back to call Mila again. After waiting for a while, she manages to speak with her friend for only a couple of minutes. She reassures Mila that she'll be back soon. While standing outside, Shu notices a strange large tree surrounded by lit candles with clothes hanging from its branches. The locals believe this tree absorbs negativity and illnesses from people, helping to cure them. Shu experiences a strange feeling, as though her mother is behind her. She turns, but finds no one. Later, Shu returns to the house and attempts to open the red door. This time the door unlocks, and she enters to find strange masked people inside. She sees her dead mother in the bathtub. Shu rushes to her side, holding her mother's hand. Suddenly, her mother's eyes snap open, and Shu screams in terror. To her surprise, her friend Mila is standing nearby laughing. Shu wakes up, realizing that everything was just a nightmare. Shu goes to check on Peg, who is still peacefully asleep. However, as Shu enters the room, Peg starts saying strange words, warning her that if she doesn't take care of herself, the same people who took her away will take Shu as well. Shu brushes it off as part of Peg's illness, but Peg continues, stating that they are cultists and that they took her. Peg explains how, on her wedding day, she was taken by members of the cult. Her husband tried to deal with the cultists, but in doing so, they marked her with strange symbols on her back. Shu asks if these scars are a result of her husband's torture, but Peg says no. Her husband was kind. Shu shares her own painful past, explaining that her mother used to torture her by forcing her to pray and burning her whenever she did something wrong. Peg is sympathetic and asks where Shu's mother is now, and Shu tearfully explains that her mother hanged herself. Feeling sorrow for Shu, Peg invites her to sleep next to her. The next morning, Shu decides to uncover the mystery of the basement. She finds the key and opens the red door. She descends the stairs, finding only a storeroom. There, she discovers a wedding album featuring Peg and her husband. The album contains newspaper clippings about Peg's disappearance on her wedding day. When Peg returned, her husband died shortly after. People believed Peg had killed him, which led to her time in a mental asylum. While reading these, Shu notices the lights flickering. Suddenly she tries to leave, but the door is locked, and she feels the presence of her mother behind her. In a panic, Shu screams and finally escapes when the door opens. The next day, a child appears at the house, asking Shu if she's seen his goat. Shu, feeling uneasy, responds that she hasn't, and the boy leaves. Shu also receives a parcel containing her mother's belongings, which sends her into a panic. She was not close to her mother, and seeing her things triggers painful memories. In the parcel, she finds the clothes her mother used to wear in her dreams. Terrified, Shu burns the clothes in the furnace. This sparks a heated argument between Shu and Mila, with Shu feeling as though she's losing her mind, just like Peg. She decides to go to the store and buy medicine using Peg's prescription to calm her nerves. Returning home, Shu finds a girl from the nursing center at her door, coming to inspect her. Peg tries to drive the girl away, sensing a threat from her. Shu calls the girl inside, but when she goes to retrieve the spare key, she notices the girl acting strangely. The girl starts sniffing the door, and by the time Shu opens it, the girl has vanished. This bizarre event further unsettles Shu, and she begins to piece together the strange occurrences in the house. Shu, determined to uncover the truth, heads to the storeroom once more and finds Peg's life story written in an album. Among the clippings, she finds one about her mother's death, which confuses her. She begins to wonder if there is a deeper connection between Peg and her mother. As she reflects on this, the red door in the basement begins to open on its own. Shu tries to close it, but it keeps reopening, and Peg appears, warning her to leave. Shu, however, refuses to leave and decides to confront whatever is happening. When Shu asks Peg how she knew about her mother's death, Peg reveals a shocking truth. Shu's mother was her daughter. In other words, Shu is Peg's granddaughter. The cultists had made a deal with Peg's husband that they would give their first child to the cult in exchange for sparing her life. However, Peg couldn't bring herself to give up her daughter, and so she broke the promise, leading the cult to take her daughter's life. The dark energy of the cult lingered, even as Shu's mother moved far away. Shu, still struggling to comprehend this revelation, starts to believe that the cult is after her too. She begins to realize that her mother's death was not a random tragedy. It was the work of the cult, and now they are after her as their next sacrifice. As Shu tries to make sense of everything, the door to the basement opens again, and this time, she feels the presence of cultists closing in. In a final attempt to break free from the grip of the cult, Shu confronts the basement, entering it to face the demon that the cult worships. As soon as she sees it, blood pours from her eyes, signaling her acceptance into the cult's dark world. But as Shu succumbs to the ritual, Mila's cries for her echo in the distance. The film ends on this chilling note, leaving the audience to wonder about Shu's fate and the cult's hold on her. If you found this film intriguing and want to know more about its complex mysteries, make sure to like and subscribe.